Hello everyone, it's Joe here from Living to Learn. Hope you're all having a nice summer. I've been waiting a long time to do this video. I've been working with Davey and the guys from the channel, and Davey especially extra hard has been trying to bring this knife to fruition because of the success of the original Horseman, which you see in front of you here. That was designed by the four guys off the channel and then brought to life by Davey. I'm not going to get into the specs and stuff like that. There's YouTube videos of this from Grey Wolf Survival, from Joe Mobley from Feral Woodcraft. I've got videos on the channel. John has videos on the channel. It's gaining a bit of a cult following, and then if you're a member of the Living to Learn community, luckily enough, people have been able to purchase this knife and get out and use it, and have seen it at camps and know what it can do. But a knife this size and a knife this wieldy isn't for everybody. And since the inception of this knife, Davey himself has come a long way in his finishing processes and stuff like that. When we first approached Davey, the steel range was good but limited, and then being the type of maker that he is, that anything he made or he does make in profit, he seems to invest back into his shop. So he's bought new tools, new ways of finishing knives, and he's completed bigger orders and more and more custom orders. So the game has changed since the inception of this blade in regards to what Davey can do and what Davey can turn out from his shop. So this knife, being the size that it is, wouldn't be for everybody. Now, anyone who owns one will say it's well capable. I mean, I'm not going to tell you it is, because I'm not the type of YouTube guy to tell you that a knife is brilliant and it's amazing and it'll do this excellent and it'll do that better than anything else. I prefer when people own it and can see, and you don't have to take my word for it. Yes, it's a very, very capable blade. But at the end of the day, when you go into the 6-inch category, it pushes it into a category that may not be for all. I personally prefer a 6-inch blade, and so do the guys on the channel, and this is why it is. But it has been lacking something. It's been lacking a companion. It's been a lonely child for too long. So we've been working really hard. We don't like to push things out to market and stuff like that, and when it comes time to downsizing a knife, it's not literally just let's make it smaller, you know, just squeeze it down. There's percentages, there's different factors and stuff. When you go to reduce a knife, you don't just shrink everything down. Being that this knife is as close to a 50-50 balance as we could get it, the balance point is just about here in the finger child. But in order to get that balance, bits had to be water jetted to allow for the micarta, because it's 5mm. It allowed us to have this big steep, and then that's where the Horseman grind comes into play. It's a different take on the Scandinavian grind, and the heat treat and stuff all won't allow us to get to the heat treat that we wanted to. And at the time, Davey had tuned in his 01 heat treat, so it was quite an obvious choice to go in. It is my favourite steel, my favourite all-around steel. So with that being said, this box, boosh, landed on my door there the other day. Anyone who's bought one of Davey's knives knows that this is a little box of joy. So without further ado, there you have it. This is what has come out of the culmination of work and stuff. Again, we did not want to rush anything to market. We were kicking this around in the background, and because of a certain development, we were able to bring this knife to the fore, put a bit of a rush on this. Davey cleared his schedule, and we sat down and we got this done. So as you can see, it's obviously part of the Horseman lineage. It becomes in the Horseman sheath. It's the only knife in Davey's line to carry the Living to Learn logo, being designed by the guys from the page. Get your usual Dave Crawford treatment. And even since then, his leather work has come on amazingly well. You can see the wet forming and all is absolutely beautiful. And his leather sheets, I know everybody hates when just get the knife out, stop talking about sheets, but even his sheets now have different dye options, different finish options. You can have a burnished finish, you can have a green dyed finish, you can have a two-tone fade finish. So when the Horseman was made, now we're all plain guys, we like black, but if you happen to like a bit of fancy, those options are now available where they were not available before. So let's just pull this out. First thing you may notice is there's a bit of change in the handle geometry. Like I said, it's not just a case of making a knife smaller. In order for the knife to be able to perform, it'll never be able to perform as a big knife would perform, but to be able to get as close as this performance as possible, the handle ergonomics have changed. She's still in black micarta, still Corby bolts, but that is her there. Shazam, the companion to the big boy. So you have it. Now, yes, this is the problem with videos. You may notice that the knife does look small compared to the Horseman, but this is still a full-sized, very capable bushcraft knife. It falls into the bushcraft range of specs that people would expect from a bushcraft knife. It's more in line with the proportions of the LT-Right GNS, or slightly bigger than the BHK PLSK 2 or H2, whichever you want to call it. This one is in a different steel because it's lighter, more nimble. This is an N690, and this is what I was saying about earlier about the different options that are now available. You can still have it in 01, just like the Horseman. You can still have it dialed in, but Davey has since bought new ovens and new technology and practice with them, and so you can have it in N690, you can have it in 01, and there's other options of steels available there, but N690 and 01 would be my personal preferences, i.e. why this one is in N690, because it allows me for game processing, and being a nice knife that it is, it opens up that kind of market. The handle has been reduced by 10% all the way around, so unfortunately we've lost this one here, but the reason why these holes are here is to allow for lanyards and shock cord. Some of the guys on the community have that modification made to their knife to allow this knife to perform like this knife, but this knife doesn't need such a lanyard hole, so thus it has not got one. So 10% all around, and there's this sweep here, so that allows you to grip this in a full grip. It sits perfectly into the hand. You can see not only is it contoured on the front to fit your fingers, but I find most knives nowadays have straight backs and don't have this kind of geometry here to sit into the palm of your hand to allow for different grips. Being a small knife, you would probably do more wood processing and stuff with that, so we bear that in mind with this one. It's a 4-inch blade, and it's a 4 3/4 inch handle. When we reduce this down, instead of going with 60-40 this way, or is this close to 50-50 this way, it's more kind of, you know, we won't get into the technical details, but we'll say 60-40 this way, well then we went 60-40 this way. So you still got that overall balance. It comes in 3mm thick or 5mm thick, depending on the steel you order. It comes in different finishes. N690 can be blued, but Davey has since bought different machines, different buffers, different ways of finishing his knife, so you can have either of these sandblasted or polished or blued, or if you've maybe seen Davey's new forge collection, you can have hammer forge marks to give it that brute the forge look, different types of woods and stuff like that, and fancy exotic ones. Most noticeably on the handle, besides the size, is the introduction of thumb scallops. These are from Davey's Forest model, courtesy of a modification that Bill had asked for, and Davey's decided to carry them on, and I really wanted them on the companion because they're very comfortable, and being a big blade, it allows you to get up like all French trade blades. Up there you can see it has the Living to Learn logo and my number on it there. This is not an ego thing, it's just luckily enough, with being one of the guys on the team, I'm lucky enough to get the first one off the production line when they are made. You can see there's so much work into the geometry of this handle. We wanted it to be as super comfortable as possible. Like when you grip this now, like with the Horseman, that thing is still there, the thumb bump, to allow you to get full purchase. You've got a full grip on all your fingers. It's a kind of a pet peeve of mine when you get a handle and all your grip, say like the broomstick handles, all your grip is in your lower two fingers, or with some of the more accentuated bushcraft handles, this is a bigger bump here, and you get all your grip in your middle two fingers, whereas this one, when you put it into your hand, it's a full grip. There's no finger gripping any harder than any other finger should be gripping. It's smoothed out here. I personally don't like the sharpened ones that you would see on kind of fighting knives, because they tend to act like a wedge more than anything else and force your fingers apart, or they create a hot spot. If your thumb or your middle finger sits over it, it will grind away. Here, it's a full grip type handle when you have these sharp finger choils here, but because of the way this is shaped, when you turn it around, it also full grips you here. You're not going to get any hot spots. It locks in through the thumb, and you're able to get those big chest lever cuts, and you won't get a single hot spot from it. Fit and finish, as you would expect from Davey. 90-degree spine, all that good stuff. But thanks for watching it this far. But this knife, I'd love to say is mine, but this knife is not mine. A guy from the community, Carl Ganocci, wrote to me and said that his son, who's a big fan of the channel, wanted to send me a message, and the message was, could he please have a horseman like mine? And because he's been practicing with his knives all year, and he's produced content for the L12 Juniors channel, and I always promised myself if I could ever do anything nice like this for people that I would. And Davey was the same. He was straight on the phone to me, and we both had exactly the same idea. So this one, number one of the Horseman Companions, is not mine. It's Donica Ganocci's. And it comes with a card here, just so people don't think I'm messing around. There you go. I hope you can read that, Donica. It says, happy 10th birthday, son. Love, mum and dad. The L12 collaboration knife, the Horseman Companion. So number one is yours. I hope you get many years out of it, little dude. And I want to see projects and further videos and absolutely everything else. It was a pleasure to shoot this video for you, and I hope you enjoy it. So it's Joe from Living to Learn, out.